Hey guys, Happy New Year and I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. So in this video, I'll be building a website using WordPress and this will be a series. So I'm not sure how many parts yet, but it'll be a multi-episode series. So I'll go over how to build this homepage layout here, including this hero image with the call to action and then just a little information and a contact form. So if this is something you'd like to learn how to do, then watch this video. Okay, so first you'll need a hosting provider. So I recommend Cloudways, which as they're a virtual private server hosting company. So you're able to host any kind of applications such as Laravel, or in our case, we're going to be building a WordPress website. So they have it here and they have one-click installs, which makes it really easy to get started with setting up a WordPress configuration on your server. Okay, so if you check out the pricing plans here, you can get started for as little as $11 a month. And then you can upgrade your plan if your website is getting more traffic, but you can start off with the $10 plan here. Okay, and then you also need a domain. So this is kind of your website address. So what you type in the URL bar. So I recommend Namecheap in that case. So you can get a .com domain for as little as $6.49 here. Okay, so once you have your hosting and your domain, then you'll pretty much have everything you need set up in order to publish your website online. Okay, so now let's build our website. So first what we need to do is check our website here. So first what you want to look at is your general settings. So again, just make sure your title here is correct. So let's just call this blog 2025. Okay, and then your website URL will be here. So in this case, I'm still using a Cloudways domain. So you can connect the domain that you purchased from Namecheap or the one that you have already over here. But you also need to set up DNS settings. So I'll go over how to do that after. Okay, and then just double check over here that your settings are correct. So everything by default is what I would usually recommend. Okay, and then once everything's all good, what you want to do is click save. Okay, so this is just a blank install of WordPress. So it's just using their standard 2025 theme. So again, there's no content added. So now let's go back into our dashboard and add a theme. So go into dashboard. Go here into appearances and themes. Okay, and then we're going to install Elementor. So it's this one over here, Hello Elementor. So click install. Okay, and then activate. And then over here, we'll need to install the Elementor site builder plugin. So click install Elementor. Okay, great. So we can activate the plugin here. Okay, so you can create an Elementor account. So if you're planning to purchase the pro version or want access to additional features, then you can do that. But for now, we'll just skip. Okay, and then you can just skip through the setup here. Okay, so we'll just build this from scratch. So we'll just do edit a blank canvas. Okay, so we have our Elementor's page here. So let's just publish this and see how it looks like now. Okay, so that changed our theme. So now we have a completely blank canvas here. So it might look intimidating, but again, with Elementor, it makes it really easy to set up web pages. So first what we're going to set up is the core structure of the web page. So in that case will be like the header and the footer. Okay, so what you want to do here is go into your site settings. Okay, and then we can check out all of our available options over here at the side. So your global colors, so you can choose here. Okay, so I'll just keep it by default just to save time. And then the fonts as well. So you want to make sure that you have your brand colors and fonts set up here just so you have quick access to them, as the elements will use these fonts by default. So click save change. Okay, and go back, and then again over here is your theme styles. So you can check out your typography. So in terms of like the sizing and the default coloring here. Okay, your buttons. So again, if you want like round buttons or square buttons, and the coloring as well. I'm just gonna go through these settings so you have an idea of the amount of customization you can do with Elementor. So the images here, again, you can edit the sizing of the images as well as opacity and any borders and the border radius. Okay, and then the form fields here. So again, you can pretty much customize any elements of the Elementor theme. So in our case, what we want to set up here is the Hello theme header and footer first. Okay, so we'll do the header here. So first we'll need a logo and a menu. Okay, so first let's set up a logo. So it's saying we need to go to site identity. So let's go that. Okay, and then I'll just create a logo here. I'll use a ChatGPT and then, okay, so here's a logo ChatGPT came up with. So let's upload that. So go here into site logo and upload. Okay, so I just made the title a bit smaller. So select. Okay, so this is good. And then over here, the site favicon. So this is the little icon in the browser tab. So you want to make sure you have one of these as well. So I'll just use the logo image. And then save change. Okay, and then back here into editor. And then site settings, and then continue with making the header here. Okay, so what you want to do is remove the tagline here. And then our logo, make it bigger. Save that. Okay, and then again, our menu, we don't have a menu, so let's make a menu. So I'll name this main menu and put it in the header and the footer. Okay, so I'll just make custom links for now. So over here, what you want to do is say home. Let's say cookies. About. And then contact. Okay, and then save that. Okay, now let's check our website here. Awesome, so we can see that we have our header now. So we have our logo and our navigation here. Okay, so by default, it's still setting up the blog page as the home page. So let's just update that. So in dashboard, go here into settings and then reading. And then set it up as home page. So we set up as Elementor 9. So let me just rename that page after. So save. And then pages, all pages. Okay, so we're just going to change this to home page and save. And then edit with Elementor. Okay, and then here in the gear icon, let's just remove the title here. Okay, so that's cleaner. Okay, and then we just need to fix our footer first before moving on to the other sections. Okay, so here in site settings, go here to Hello Theme Footer. And we won't show our logo in our case here. And the footer, so just remove that. It'll just be the basic bottom here. And then we have our copyright here, so you can write whatever you want here. So let's say Cookie Masters Inc. And then do 2025. Okay, and then the menu as well. So we have our main menu and we select that, the tagline. So we don't have a tagline, so we can just hide that. Okay, and then save. And then now let's go into setting up like the colors here. Okay, so you can do the layout here. So you can make it say centered like this. So it's within the center, but I like it more spread out. So by default. Okay, and then we can give it a background. Okay, so let's give a background color. I like the the brown that we have here in the background, so we can match that. So click the color sampler. And, okay, and then I'll paste in that color here. There we go. So now it's more matched and blended in. And then I'll change the link colors here to white. Okay, and then for the menu, just select the correct menu and then the link colors here. So let's say white. Okay, and then the toggle color. So that's the one where it's linked to. Okay, so let's say, what is it now? So let's say like just make it white and black. Okay, and typography, you can change that and I'll just save that. Okay, so that's good. And then after, let's do the same for our footer. So what you want to do here is, again, we're just gonna change the background to that cookie color. Okay, and then just update the coloring of the menu and the text. That's white, and then the copyright as well, you can just make it white. Okay, great, so now we have our header and footer. Now we can work on our contents of the page. Okay, so let's go and exit the site settings here. And then we can add a new container. So what you want to do here is just flexbox. So that's just going to make the website responsive on desktop, tablet, and mobile. Okay, so we'll just make it a single column. Okay, and then what you want to do is here is add an element. So you can see all the elements available here. So it's quite limited because there's a pro version which has more elements, but you're still able to make an eye-catching website with the free version of Elementor. Okay, so next what you want to do is open up this little tab here, and this is like the structure. So I'll show you all the elements on your page. So it just helps with selecting different elements. So it's kind of like layers in Photoshop. Okay, so what we're going to do here is select a background for this container, and then we're just going to add buttons inside. Okay, go over here to style, and we're going to add a image. Okay, so I'm going to get another image from ChatGPT. Okay, so I'll upload it here. Okay, so again, now the full image is not shown, so let's just make the container full width. So what you want to do here is increase the height of the container. Okay, and then we'll just make it 100%. So give it 100% view height. So essentially when the view height works is when the user opens up the browser, this image will take up the full screen. Okay, and then within this container, I'll add in another container. Okay, and then I'll set the content here to be in the center. So now it's in the center here, and then now we can add some text. So let's say, okay, so I'll put this over here in the container. And then here we can say, welcome Cookie Master Bakery. Okay, and then over here we can add the styles. So we can move it in the center here, change the typography. So let's just make it like a nicer font here. Right now it's Roboto. So let's say, and again, that's your default font. So let's say Arial. Okay, and then you can change the weight here. So I don't really like the bold look, so I'll just make it normal here. But again, that's a little bit thin, so we can make it bigger like this. Okay. And then after, let's just change the color to white. And then we can add some text shadows over here, just to make it pop. And add in a color for the text shadow. So give it like a black text shadow here. Yeah, that's easier to read. Okay, so that looks good. And then we'll just add a button underneath that will link to order. So order. Okay, and then we'll do button. Okay, and that's placed underneath. And again, over here in the container, we can optimize it so that all elements are centered. So there we go. So within the button here, let's just write order your cookies. Okay, then the styling here. Okay, so again, we'll use the same brown that we had in the cookies. Okay, so we'll just stay with that theme. Okay, so it looks good. Again, here with the border radius, so how this works is you can make the buttons more rounded. So let's say 10. As you see over here, it like closes in. So I'll just make it more dramatic. So it's like 30, but I'll just keep it like 10. Or I like the square buttons, as I think it looks more premium. Okay, so we have our first section here, and now let's save. Okay, and then we can view our page. Okay, great. So we have our page here. So welcome to Cookie Master. Order your cookies. So now I'll add in a few more sections down below. So back in Elementor here. So again, it's the same process. You want to make sure each element is within its own container, and then as you're able to keep it more organized. So I'll just do another one here. So let's say Flexbox. And then we'll add an element. So over here, you can check in what's available. So in this case, I'll make it like a 2-column layout this time. Okay, let me just close this and then add another Flexbox, and then you can choose over here. So let's say 2 columns, and then it'll look like this. Okay, so we can add in, say, an image here on this side. And then on the left side, you can add some text and then a header on the top. So again, over here, you can see how the structure works. So we'll move the text on the left side. So over here, you can move that over like this. Okay, and then within the actual container, we can optimize it so everything's, say, like centered. So you have to do it over here within the main container, and then keep everything aligned centered. So like that. Okay, so I'll add another heading here. So our cookies are baked fresh daily. And again, you want to use the same colorings here. In this case, I like the black. So just keep it lower some here, and then I'll just add another image. Okay, great. So we have our image here, and again, you can change the sizing. So if you want it a little bit smaller, like so. Okay, so I just keep it at the large, and then I can just update the styling here within the width. So like so. Let's say maybe like 80. Yeah, 80% width. Okay, so this looks good. We can hit publish, and then we're done with the second section. Okay, then we view it here on the live site. So now we see our section over here. Okay, and then to finish off this tutorial, I'll just add in a form at the bottom. So what we can do is install a form plugin. So what you want to do is in WP admin, go into your plugins and add new plugin. And then we'll just search form. Okay, so I like this one here, Fluent Form. So we'll install that. Okay, and activate. Okay, so we have our form over here. Okay, so we can check our form here, and then you can edit it here. Okay, so it looks like this. And then we can update the settings over here. So you can just keep it by default. Okay, and then next I'll go back into Elementor. Okay, and then now we can add this form to our Elementor page. So go into all pages and re-edit with Elementor. So our home page. Okay, and then down at the bottom, I'm just gonna add in a new layout. Okay, so this will just be a single layout, and then I can add form. So if we scroll down here, we should see our Fluent Form here. So we can take this one and just drag it here. And then you just need to select a form. So we'll just do the contact demo form. So great. And then within the container, we can add some color to the, just so it adds separation. So it looks like this. Okay. I think it'll be better just to add it on the form directly. So I'll just copy this and remove it. Okay, so I'll just make it back to white here. And then I'll go over here within the actual form and go here into style. And then add the background here. Like so. And then we can add in some radius and padding. So I'll give it a radius and then some padding around. So I'll give spacing within the container. Like so. So now it looks a lot more pleasing. With the rounded corners here, let me just change the corners to like, let's say 20. Yeah, so I think 20 looks good. And then if we look at our form here, you can add in a custom description if you'd like. So let's say over here, so contact us. Okay, and then we'll publish. Okay, and then we see that our title has appeared here. And over here, we can make it centered. So I think the centering looks better in that case. And then you can update the typography here, as well as all of the inputs. Let's just change the button here because I don't really like that blue. So let's say the submit button. Let's change the background to, let's say like that, but a different shade. So let's say a darker shade like so. So yeah, so this looks a lot better. Okay, and then we can make the button centered over here as well. And then we can save. And then let's view our website and refresh. Scroll up and then go down to the bottom, and awesome. So we have a nice form here. So I'll just update the spacing here to finish off. So go back here, and then within the sections, you can add some padding top and bottom. So here in the advanced, so you can add in, so you don't want to link them together. So you can just put in like 20 pixels top and 20 pixels at the bottom, just so there's some spacing. Over here as well for the contact us form. So let's just say for some margin, let's do 10 and 20 at the bottom. Save this, and then let's just double check. Yeah, awesome. So now this is more spaced out here. Okay, so I'll stop for part 1 of this tutorial with the home page here. So next we'll work on setting up the other pages as well as fine-tuning the mobile experience. So we'll have a good user experience on all devices. So again, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe. And if you want me to go over anything or add any other components on future videos, then leave a comment and then I'll work on it on a future episode. So this concludes part 1 on how to build a website with Elementor in 2025. And thanks for all the subscribers, as the channel reached 1,000 subscribers now. So that's a great milestone for the Maplet Media channel. And if you have any video requests on tutorials or anything you want me to discuss, then you can leave a comment and I'll make a future video on these topics. So please like and subscribe to stay up to date on future videos, and thanks for watching.